Number 96, the plain truth fallacy. Let's go.
Let's go. 96. Plain truth fallacy. Also, the simple truth fallacy, salience bias, the KISS principle, keep it short and simple, keep it simple, stupid. The monocausal fallacy, the executive summary. A fallacy of logos favoring familiar, singular, summarized, or easily comprehensible data, examples, explanations, or evidence over those that are more complex and unfamiliar but much closer to the truth. Example, ooh, look at all those equations and formulas. Just boil it down to the simple truth. I don't want your damned philosophy lesson. Just tell me the plain truth about why this is happening. A more sophisticated version of this fallacy arbitrarily proposes, as did 18th century Scottish rhetorician John Campbell, that the truth is always simple by nature and only malicious enemies of the truth would ever seek to make it complicated. See also this the snow job and over explanation. The opposite of this postmodern fallacy is ineffability or complexity, also truthiness post-truth, arbitrarily declaring that today's world is so complex that there is no truth, or that truth with a capital T, if indeed such a thing exists, is unknowable except perhaps by God or the Messiah, and thus forever inaccessible and irrelevant to us mere mortals, making any cogent argument from logos impossible. See also the big lie and the paralysis of analysis. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, this one for me, this one's interesting to me because I'm definitely biased towards simple answers over complex answers. And I also definitely give credit to those who are capable of making complex things simple to understand. I also believe it's a really effective leadership quality to be able to make things simple. I also have seen it happen countless times where when someone's incapable of making something simple and it remains complex, it usually leads to inaction of some kind. So I definitely have a bias towards things being simple. Um, but what this is saying is like like writing off something complex because it's complex, and looking at something yeah, like looking at something simple and then saying, well, that's right because it's simple. um I don't know if so I can definitely say I have a bias towards simple information, but if you were to put complex data next to simple data, I don't know I would look at the complex data and say there's no way that's true because it's complicated, or believe that it should, if it's not plain and easy to understand, then it's not true.
Mhm.
Um, but I've seen people definitely act that way.
Yeah, there's quite a few things in science where it's like the correct answer is extremely complicated, and then the
Yep.
simple answer is wrong, but it gets the idea across and it helps you think in a more correct way rather than
Yep.
not at all. I remember there was a young Earth creationist who called into the line, which is a call-in show that Sarah and I watch, where people will call people who are some are scientists, so they can ask them questions about God and whatnot, and how it pertains to science. One of the science communicators' names is Forrest Falcai, and I remember one call was someone was saying that they were taught that humans and dinosaurs lived together. Is that true? And Forrest was like, okay, do you want the simple answer or the correct answer? And they're like, the simple answer is like, okay, the simple answer is no, dinosaurs died out 65 million years ago from an asteroid that hit the Earth that wiped out 85% of all life, and the non-avian dinosaurs all died. Uh, so the correct answer is that um the non-avian, the dinosaurs that did survive, which are birds, uh they are still here, and we are still living with dinosaurs today. And to somebody that is coming out of younger creationism, that could be that correct answer could be a lot harder to grapple with than just like, no, we never lived with dinosaurs. Um, so yeah, it's also the did humans come from monkeys thing. It's like, okay, do you want the correct answer or like the short answer? The short answer, like, no, the monkeys that are alive today, we didn't come from them. The correct answer is we share a nested hierarchy with animals that have the taxonomic classification of simiiformes, which by definition are monkeys. And one of the rules of taxonomy is that you cannot outgrow your ancestry. So everything that your ancestors were, you still are, and therefore humans are still monkeys. So that answer, while correct, may be less helpful to somebody that is trying to deconstruct um, that. So yeah, that's my
Yeah.
thoughts on that one. But this fallacy also talks about another one. The opposite of this is the postmodern fallacy is ineffective or complexity. Truthiness, post-truth. The world is so complex that there is no truth. I'm I'm a little confused by that one. Uh,
Basically saying that it's saying that because the because everything is so complex, you cannot accept anything as truth except for the only what it says the only entity or person or thing that would ever know actual truth is God or the Messiah, because everything is so complex we could never actually know the truth, like what truth actually is.
okay,
Yeah.
fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
So it'd be like it essentially would be the counter argument that if someone did say something simple that sounded really true, it'd be the counter argument of like, well, nothing's actually true. Like we don't even know what truth is because it'd be like the way to
Yeah,
counter a simple truth.
gotcha. We're not smart enough to understand.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's a big brain, little brain.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yup.
I feel like uh sometimes Bryce will like info I mean I love when he info dumps, so I'm like I don't care, like nerd out all you want. But like there's other times when I'm like, can I get like the Spark Notes version of this? You know, because I'm like no matter how much
You've
I try.
never ever asked that of me. I will do that. But every single time I'm like, all right, do you want the short version or the long version? You're like, I always want the long version. So yeah, if you want me to tell the short version sometimes, for the love of God, tell me. I don't want to like
Yeah.
overcomplicate something.
Yeah. Um but yeah, sometimes I'm just like he'll like explain something and I'm like, okay, the words are going through, but I'm not connecting the dots. So sometimes he has to like explain it again, and then I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense now. But yeah, no, I've definitely like I need to just be better at being like, give me the short version. But yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Very important.